Okay, got a good start already.
My name is Russell Hall, and my title can be variable sometimes, but for most of the major music events that we do, my title is actually broadcast director. And so what I do is I'm tasked with taking a crew and equipment, cameras, lights, microphones, things like that, and finding a way to mix them together to capture the event so that the people that are watching at home on television or on YouTube or social media or VOD or however are getting the best possible experience since they can't be inside the venue.
So my name's Kim White, and I'm the Associate Director. And I work really closely with Russ Hall, the director, and I work specifically with all of the talent and then to facilitate everything that they're going to do on stage and how that translates to how we're going to capture it for the broadcast.
I think there's a misconception that we just kind of show up about 15 minutes before the event and we just throw some cameras in the room and just record whatever moves. That's actually what I thought when I got into this. But I think the real bulk of the work is finding out what does the artist want to do, the management, the music label. We find out what the performances are, in what order, and then we try to obtain that music in advance, the lyrics, the actual music. Sometimes it's charts of music. We have to learn that music, every note, and how it's going to be captured, and who sings what when, who plays what when. And we try to look at the stage plot, meaning a drawing of what the stage will look like and where things will be positioned, and how we're going to capture that. And I think the best way to sum it up is to say, I heard a football coach say one time, the day you play the game is kind of like payday, but the actual job is the practice throughout the week. And that's kind of how we do it, because so much of the work is done literally months in advance.
Adding trumpets in 5.
Ready 11. Ready
2
7, take
and
7.
violins.
Ready 11.
Trumpets and
take
violin.
11. Ready 3, take 3. Ready 1, take. Ready 9, take 9.
So, you know, the show strings doesn't here and then stop some for keys us also. to set up these shots. So we've always got to be way ahead, you know, sometimes 30 seconds, sometimes even a minute ahead of what's actually happening in the show to make sure that when we need the shot, you know, that it's going to be there. So we just go through and I break down the vocal arrangement, I break down the band arrangement so that we know, like, what are you hearing? What is the audience member hearing? What is the viewer hearing? Because if you hear it, then you want to see it.
Take 2, ready 1, take 1, ready 2, take 2, ready 7, ready 14, ready 13, take 13, ready 7, take 7, ready 1, take 1, ready 2, take 2, ready 10, take 10.
Well, I'm sitting in what we call a production truck. A lot of times people say I work out in the truck and they're picturing like a pickup truck or something, but that's not what this is. It's a huge broadcast center on wheels, big tractor trailer that decides expand. And so what goes on in here, some people have referred to it as mass hysteria, because if you come in, it just sounds like a bunch of people all just in mass hysterics yelling at each other in total confusion. And I'm sitting in front of a huge monitor wall full of screens. And if you come in and see all that craziness, you'll see one screen that everything makes sense, because that is the one screen we're controlling where everything's made sensible. So what we do is we wear headsets where we can talk to the crew members. Now, if you sit out in the venue, you know, you see a few cameras running around, and if we do our jobs right, we're not distracting from what the people that paid money to see the show out there see. But what we're doing is we're constantly talking to each other about what the next shot is, what's coming up next. Our associate director, Kim, they're having to listen to 2 people at the same time. They're having to listen to her to be told what's coming up next and where they need to be. And they're having to listen to me to be told when they're on and when they can go to the next shot. So it's really hard to put into words, because most of us have been doing it for so long that it's kind of like a family that can kind of finish each other's sentences. But it's a lot of people say I couldn't handle that kind of pressure, but for me, I've been doing it for so long, 37, 38 years, that I feed off of that. And the more complicated the production is, the more I love it. I want the hard shows. I want the ones that are almost impossible to accomplish. The one that we're doing here, you know, it's one artist, but there's a full orchestra behind them, and we're in a beautiful venue that we want to show, and there's thousands of people in the audience. Well, we can't just put a camera on that one artist. We have to capture the orchestra. We have to know when to capture the orchestra. And we have to be able to make on-the-fly changes. If something draws emotion, we have to scrap our whole plan we've been working on for months and be able to follow that emotion.
Spying on him. I don't know.
I
Who's
think
gonna get his walk on?
one's gonna have to get his walk on. Ready
Okay.
3, take 3. Ready 2, take 2. Ready 9, take 9. Ready 11, take 11. So 5, you're gonna get the. I think I want to try to get him walking on, but if not, get ready to snap
Could
to
be
the
in about
audience.
10
Ready 2, take
seconds.
2.
I would watch
Ready
for him.
9.
Be more strings and
Ready
woodwinds.
7,
and then you're
take
gonna hear
7. I'm not seeing any
transition.
woodwinds at all. Ready 9, take 9.
Yeah, you've got
Ready
him.
8, okay,
nice,
got it.
yep.
Thank you. It's as long as it's there. Ready 3, take 3.
Here we go.
Ready
This
6,
is the
take
transition.
6.
I'd watch for him to walk. It'll go back to the French
I
horns.
am
but I would
one of probably thousands of broadcast directors, at least in America, that do it very differently. I don't really see myself as a commanding officer or a general barking out orders. I kind of flip the script upside down. And we have production meetings, and I tell people that myself, Kim, our associate director, I say, you're not supporting us, we're supporting you. We're trying to get you the information that you need to make sure you can be at your very best. And we empower each one to be their own director and to say, you are a leader in this thing. So like on the production we're talking about tonight, we have 12 cameras, but I don't want any camera operator to think I'm 1/12 of the overall makeup. You are 100% of the makeup. And we've become very close with this crew personally, friends, they're almost like family. I look at myself more as an anchor that is supporting everybody so that they can be empowered to be their best. When I was younger and coming up through this industry, I was in a lot of these support positions, and a lot of people that were in my role were very complicated people. They were very control freak and demanding and my way or the highway, and I'm the big boss, and you're just a support person. And I always said, if I ever get into that position, I want to do it differently. And I think our productions look so great, award-winning productions. It's not because I'm a good director or not, it's because we have got the right unit of everybody working together in sync with each other.
So today is a setup day, and we are doing a little bit of rehearsal later on today. There's probably 70 people on the crew, or will be on the crew here today. The truck's loaded in first thing early this morning, and then all of the cameras are being set up. All of the orchestra is already set up. This orchestra is being recorded live. Audio is also setting up. They've got over 100 inputs just for this show. Lighting has been here in all day, and they'll continue to work all through the day, like all through rehearsals. They're doing some scenic. They've added some extra scenic pieces. We're also focused on, doing our jobs to the best that we can possibly do it, and making sure that we get all of those critical elements covered to cover the production in the best way that we can. And then all of a sudden this audience gets in, and it brings a whole new element to the production because now we've got people worshiping or people, reacting to the song or reacting to the artist.
There's just something about music that can reach people that no pastor or evangelist or could ever reach. There's just something about when you're going through trying times and you're hurting, or maybe you're celebrating or whatever, it's just something about music that can speak to people in a most unique way. And what I do is I don't just do the shoot, get it edited, and go on to the next thing. I spend a lot of time on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, because my payday, what is infinitely more important than any money that I make, is I want to see those comments of what those people are saying. Because to me, that's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for them. So I like going on there and people saying, this so reached me. I was in the darkest place ever. This really spoke to me. My life's being improved. And sometimes I get emotional when I'm in the middle of doing these things, because not only is it reaching people, it's reaching me. It's speaking to me. And I think that's just a very unique thing.
It doesn't really matter what camera shot or what something specific that we had set up for a song. When the cameras turn and can kind of focus on the audience, and you get to see the beauty of what God can do in a room when people start to worship, and you realize that everything that you've done is actually a part of that, is actually a part of the person getting to experience God in a really powerful way through music and through the visuals of music and the audio of music. Music's a really powerful thing, and it can really really draw you to Christ in a way that nothing else can.